Welcome back again, everybody, to the Transatlantic Takedown. It's Friday the 13th, Megan. Anything can happen.
Yes. All good stuff. All good stuff. Excuse me. I am just reposting to make sure that my followers know that we are live
Excellent
right
stuff.
now. Right
How have you
now.
been?
I've been good. I've been
Yeah.
good. Still mourning the loss of Jay's title reign.
Best for business.
Shit. You
Certainly
know,
was.
I feel like it was payback. But I will explain why I feel that way. But I do feel like
Payback.
it was payback. Yeah. I
No,
feel
well,
like
the reports are to be believed. We'll get to that, but tell me why you think it's payback.
okay. So I've seen a lot of people talk about how um some people behind the scenes said that Mr. Paul Levesque do not like the fans getting involved in creative,
Mm.
which means he does not like when the fans have a say in what happens when it comes down to the business, as far as anything that he has real control over. Now, it's just the way my mind thinks, but I feel like when our truth came back, Ron Killings now, it was a little passive aggressive post that Triple H posted. I don't know if you saw it, but he does his, signature pose where he
Oh,
takes a
yes,
picture with
indeed.
the
Yeah.
guy. And the caption was like, "This is what you wanted," or something of that nature. And it just felt so aggressive.
But do you not think this is just all part of the show, as he said?
According to um according to Ron's son, that was cat. Stop the
Mm.
cat. Stop the cat, Paul. And yeah, Paul has to stop the cat because our Ron was let go.
But do you
And
think?
like,
Do you believe those reports then that somebody above Triple H made the call then to get our truth back? So kind of went over his head.
can I say something off the record?
Oh, you know some inside scoop.
I was told that it was actually two wrestlers that really pushed for Ron to come back. They shared that he is very important in the locker room.
For morale
Um,
and everything.
yes, so from my understanding, it wasn't so much of, listen, the fans are going from Raw to SmackDown to TNA chanting, "We want truth," and even NXT. But it was a lot to do with, we need him here for us as well.
Mm.
And one of the two people that I heard, which of course, I mean, I think is the most obvious of the two, is Cody. Cody was one of them. Now, the second one that I heard was, which kind of surprised me, was Kevin Owens. Kevin
Kevin.
Owens.
Okay.
Yes. So,
Well, Kevin Owens put up a nice piece about our truth on X, and like we saw a lot of love, a lot of outpouring for our truth, when the news broke. Um, but
yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
So
Like,
no. I mean, people backstage was not having it. They were not having it at all. With
yeah,
him being gone, and like we said, it wasn't the fact that he wasn't one of the wrestlers that they just decided to cut simply because they had no use for him. It
mm,
was the fact that he was going to astronomically disrespectful pay cut And oh shoot, my internet.
Don't worry. All good if you drop off. But um, yeah, I don't know. Like
Okay.
he still had some of his contract to work in, and that's where a lot of people got
Yeah.
confused when he showed up at
Yeah.
Saturday night or Money in the Bank, I should say. And that he was still working in the tail end of that contract. But
Well, this is
no,
true.
he's
But now that
yeah,
he has resigned, so
yeah.
he's now embarking on a new run.
Mm,
So this run, which will be his final run, so he will be leaving after this.
yeah.
But as you can see, I guess they gave him the option and the choice to not embark as the character that we know him as. Now we're getting Ron. Now we're getting a whole new layer to him. But
But
we're
is that going to be as well received? Because I know everybody enjoy, they enjoy our truth and the comedy side of things that he brings, the lightheartedness. But now that he's kind of got a more serious tone, are people going to enjoy that as much?
they should. They
Mm.
should. I mean, because you complain when someone is too, if they're not multi-layered, if they are just the same over and over again, you complain about that. Our truth, Ron Killings,
We all love to
he is,
complain, Megan.
uh, you know, but it's bad for the health. It's bad for your health to complain, especially to complain about things you have no control over. This man wants to show you that he is more than your stand-up comedian. He doesn't want to be that. He wants to show you he's more layered than that. So enjoy it because this
Mm.
man, he's not going to be around forever. So
S-
enjoy it. Hi,
Speaking of
boo.
complaining, though, how about all the bitching and complaining that people have been doing about Jay losing his belt on
Yes, I
Monday
was
Night
one of those
Raw?
people bitching and moaning. Because why?
It's what's best for business, Megan.
51 days.
Gunther,
51
the ring general,
days. Y'all couldn't find nobody else for Jay to lose the title to?
the ring general, Gunther,
You
Walter.
know that you notice how they gave CM Punk John, right? Even though CM Punk is on Raw.
Well,
You could have gave him Gunther. You're not. You gave him
re-
CM Punk.
reports coming out now are that Mr. Triple H made that call once again, of course, to accommodate a legend that's returning, Mr. Bill Goldberg.
Can you see Goldberg being a champion?
Some
So it's
people
like,
are
so what's
saying,
the
will,
reason?
will Goldberg do a job? Like, because, we'd love to see Gunther just destroy him maybe in a few seconds, but is that really going to happen? Is Bill Goldberg going to sign up for that when it's his last run? How many times has he retired now at this stage?
Uh,
Um,
I don't even know.
but
I don't even know.
either way, like it's not going to be a technical masterclass. It's not going to be a fantastic match because Bill just won't be able to go, for any length of time. And
Do you see how stupid that sounds?
yeah,
Like,
it is.
it's stupid, because it's like
Nobody
if
wants
you
to see Bill Goldberg come back. Personally, I don't anyway. It's
I'm not crazy about it either,
mm,
but if he needs his retirement match, if he needs to be sent off with, you know, in to glory, his final WWE match, to fine. Let him have his final match. But you're gonna have him go up against the current champion.
yeah,
Is the title going to be on the line? Okay, let's say the title is on the line. Are you going to have Goldberg lose
in his
in
final
his
run.
last
Yeah,
match for the title? No. Okay, so that means he's going to win.
it's
So
crazy.
how long is he going to be around holding the title? We already have one man that is on his last run with one title. We're gonna have another one.
I thought the Saudis love Bill Goldberg, so that would be a match for Night of Champions, maybe. But it's apparently it's planned for that weekend, in July for Saturday night's main event
Good,
when they're in Atlanta.
good. He doesn't need no pay-per-view. He
Yeah, there'll
don't.
be plenty of commercials that night.
I, I'm sure Punky will be gritting his teeth the whole ride to Saudi Arabia, his whole time out there.
What do you make of that?
You can see it in his eyes. He was not happy about that. You can see it. You
But
could
he's
definitely,
obviously agreed to it.
because it's like clearly they have plans for John for the remaining of the year, and they probably didn't have a spot for CM Punk.
That's a SummerSlam worthy though match. I
This
think
should have been
that's
SummerSlam. I
yeah.
really thought it was going to be SummerSlam, but seeing as how we're so far away from SummerSlam, I knew that when he came out and challenged him for it, it had to be for a pay-per-view a lot closer.
We're only eight
And that
weeks from SummerSlam. They could have really held off, I
I feel
think,
like they
unless
should have.
they're going to have a double header, but it's unlikely.
Yeah, I'm not. I look, I am going to be the old man shaking my fist in the air about the booking because the booking, it just is nonsensical. I wanted CM Punk and John. He had to do it. He had to do it before he officially retired. To have CM Punk go out there to Saudi Arabia, knowing how he feels about it, I feel like it was a test for Punk, outside of the ring. It's like, look, you can't avoid a lot of these pay-per-views. You're a top guy. These people out there, they're fans of you too. They want to see you out there. So you're just gonna have to suck it up and get your ass on the plane and go out
Yeah,
there.
but
And that's what's happening.
it's like Punk is a big enough star at this stage that he could dig his heels in if he wanted to and say, I'm not going. Like it's not like they go, oh, we're not going to pay you then, whatever. It's not like he needs the money. He's, I would imagine, a multi-millionaire at this stage. So I don't know. It's maybe it's just playing up
And
to the heel factor with John Cena, trying to make him even more of a heel. That this is the stipulation that he's put in place.
I do
Um,
think it had a lot to do with him just, whoever overall telling him, like, hey, you
yeah, but
got
then
fans out there. You got fans out there. They want to see you too, you
yeah,
know?
yeah, and
So,
the whole selling point, I suppose the king and queen of the ring maybe wasn't enough for that. They had to go, have some kind of a headline match for John Cena just to. Well, no. That if you think about it, though, it was a sellout anyway. Within
yeah.
a couple of hours, I think, when the tickets went on sale. So maybe just the Saudis demanded it, and what they demand, they get when
Hmm.
they're giving so much money to WWE. Um, but it's an interesting one for sure, and yeah, it goes against everything we've heard from CM Punk in the past. But yeah, yeah. But getting to the king and queen of the ring qualifiers, then I saw just announced there earlier on that Jey Uso is getting his chance in that coming up on Raw on Monday night. He's going to be taking on Rusev, Sheamus, and Bronson Reed. So he gets the last spot in the tournament. A lot of people thought it was going to be Mr. Iguana, but no.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. He
for
seemed to be a fan
to
favorite.
Well, that's it. And tonight, then we have that's announced for SmackDown. We have LA Knight versus Randy Orton, who's returning. Carmelo Hayes and Aleister Black, and there's three matches tonight actually. So we've Damian Priest against Cody and Nakamura and Andrade as well. So they're interesting.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, this past weekend was pretty fun for us wrestling fans, outside of Jey Uso inside of.
Yeah,
But we did get to see worlds collide, and honestly,
I thought it was amazing.
I feel like the WWE wrestlers is probably gonna have to step their game up now because
Yeah,
those AAA wrestlers was showing their asses, in the best possible way.
uh-huh.
And, it just made me feel so, it gave me huge FOMO vibes because I felt like I should have been watching them this whole time.
Yeah,
And, you know, but when it's not a particular wrestling promotion that you grew up watching or that you watch regularly, you're kind of late to the game.
yeah.
And, it was definitely
Nice,
an
Jonathan. Very
enjoyable
good.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an enjoyable show. So, um,
Yeah,
yeah,
I thought like the energy, the crowd were loving it. And the fact it was on YouTube, even for the likes of myself here, I was able to watch it at a reasonable hour. Um,
hmm
and look, we all know AAA has been there, they've Triple Mania, they've all those kinds of things, but it's given them a whole new fan base, I think now, just the fact that it's tied in with WWE, and
right,
it's only going to grow from here based on, if we keep getting like events like that. And I'm going to go back and watch a lot of the previous events and things because it's just fantastic. The characters that they have, um, the female talent that they have, it's just it's fantastic. It really is wonderful
yeah,
stuff.
absolutely. And on the subject of the women
Uh huh.
wrestlers, Stephanie Stephanie had a really good weekend. I mean, she
Unbelievable.
had three very important matches throughout those 2 days.
Yeah.
Um, and she didn't lose a beat, honestly, throughout that whole time.
Looks so
Um,
easy to her.
yeah, yeah. I don't know why. If I shut off again, I see my internet is kind of acting wonky. Um, I'm sure you would stir the ship while I get myself together.
I'll try. I
You
get
know.
nervous and shy. But no, like Stephanie, she teamed up with Lola Vice, wasn't it? Um,
Yes.
uh, Against Dalise and Chick Tormenta, and those ladies. I know Dalise, she's like a wily veteran, very very tough. And a lot of the women, like I thought the commentary was quite good from Corey Graves, also. Telling us about and Conan telling us about the women, and just in terms of what they have to go through in training,
Yeah.
against the men, they have to be very, very tough. And it gives you a little bit of an insight to Stephanie Vaquer because she's not Mexican. And when you're not Mexican and you go into the AAA, like as well, you get treated, quite harshly too. So she would have had to go through quite a lot, I'd imagine. So she's very, very tough. And
Yeah.
and that showed, of course, across the whole weekend, with the way she was competing, and even in Money in the Bank itself. Then the Devil's Kiss for Rhea on the ladder, I thought was really really good. That's a lot of people's favorite move at the minute.
It sure is. And of
Yeah.
course, with both uh, with Stephanie doing it on Rhea, not once but twice, I believe, at some point.
Yeah,
Most recently, she did it on Trinity, of course, and then when of course during Worlds Collide, both her and Lola.
that's right. Yeah, the double devil's
Yeah,
kiss
you
was really
know,
really good.
yeah, it's appealing to the horny people in the
Well,
audience.
it's for the clips and the reels and things like that, TikToks. I
Oh,
mean,
that's what you
it's
think it's
it's
for?
well, it's gold for that type of stuff. You know, the WWE will just chop that up and use it. I mean, yeah, it's marketing for them.
Yeah, I'm sure that I'm
Yeah, it's a
sure
perfect move
the
as well. That's exactly what it
hmm,
is. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, especially if you at the right angle. You
But you
see
should have
everything.
Booker T commenting on it all the time. Every time it's
Yeah,
he
you
just has his
should.
own.
But now that the fans have gotten familiar with how he reacts every time she does this that move, now the fans do it. So anytime she do it,
Yeah,
they
exactly.
they make the same sounds. But on to Money in the Bank.
I just want to give I just want to say about the main event of Worlds Collide,
Yes,
Chad
yes, yes.
Gable and El Hijo del Vikingo,
Yeah,
AAA Mega Champion. That was fucking unbelievable, that
that
match.
was a good match.
Yeah. And
That
Chad
was.
Gable, amazing, and doesn't get enough praise, I think, at times. But yeah, that was unbelievable. That match really, really ended on a high. So fair play.
I mean,
Um,
did you think he performed better at Worlds Collide or Money in the Bank?
he wasn't in Money in the Bank. What are you talking
He
about?
he was in Money in the
He wasn't.
He was.
Where was he? Which match was he
The Money in the
competing in?
Bank match. Yes.
What are you
El
talking about?
El Grande Americano.
You don't know what you're talking
Yes.
about.
Yeah. You have to
Well,
leave it. You have to leave it up to him to name himself after a Starbucks order. Like, who does that? Who does that? Not a Mexican. That's who won't do it. So, but he almost came close, though. He almost came close. They was about to rip that mask off and expose him to the world.
mm, interesting.
Yes. And when it
But
happened,
yeah, like you were saying, Money in the Bank, the ladies match, and Naomi won that, which I was delighted to see. I think we predicted that in our show last Friday. We thought she'd come out on top, and yeah, she did. And it's going to be interesting to see what way they run with this now with her. What do you think?
um,
Because it looks like Jade Cargill's going to head off to film a movie.
well, I do. Well, it's safe to say that we know that it's not just a contract in that briefcase.
There seems to be a lot of different things in that briefcase.
Um, I'm really happy that Trinity won. She deserved it more than anything. Being the first Black superstar to win a world title at WrestleMania, to being one of the first Black women to win the tag team championships, to being the first Black woman to win Money in the Bank.
Mm.
She's a history maker. She's a history maker. Like, she is someone that she's gonna be right up there with all the other wrestlers like Jacqueline and Jazz and Charmel. All of
How do
those
you how do you
black
rate
wrestlers come before.
Naomi or Trinity for her in-ring ability? Like, I know they've it's like they've unlocked something new with this persona now, and this, this turn that she's made towards heel and all. But just for in-ring talent and ability, how do you rank her? Like, what overall, like, over, we'll say, over the past 10 years, compared to some other ladies?
Um, I mean, everybody got a different wrestling style.
Hmm.
She doesn't wrestle like Bianca. She doesn't wrestle like Mercedes. She doesn't wrestle like Jade, and all of the other women of color, across the board. You know, Naomi is she's her own individual wrestler. I enjoy her matches. Um,
I remember when she started, she was one of the Funkadactyls, wasn't it?
oh
With
well, that was before
Cameron.
I started watching wrestling again.
Yeah, that was
I took a
back when.
long, yeah, I took a long break from wrestling during that time.
But yeah, that's how I remember her starting out. And then she had the falling out with Cameron, and yeah, it all kind of went from there. And she's had a great career up to now, and like still
Look at
plenty
this.
more to come.
Look.
Uh,
Look at this comment.
X Pac. Oh, that's a
Is
strange
that a
one.
good thing or what? I don't know.
X
I
Pac or
don't
the 1, 2, 3 kid.
hmm, I don't know. We'll wait for his response. But to go back to your original question, where are they gonna go from here with her? Um,
Oh,
okay. Oh,
well, there you.
okay. Okay. Fair enough. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
No, X
Um,
Pac was great. And he
he
was
still
good as
got
the
the
one, two,
moves
three
though.
kid.
He still
Yeah.
got the moves when he had popped up on NXT a few weeks. No, TNA. Is it TNA?
I think he was trying to hit on some women there around Vegas WrestleMania as well. So
I
on the
mean,
street.
well, you know, no dog can't learn new tricks. Like they're gonna do what they do and do what they do best. So,
That is
and it's
it.
Vegas. What
Yeah.
happens in Vegas?
Stays there.
Unless it's a baby. Babies doesn't stay in Vegas. But
You know.
um I think all the women did well in the Money in the Bank. I enjoyed watching Rhea getting buried under the ladders.
Great
I
showing from Julia and Roxanne. I think those ladies, yeah, you're gonna see them shining so bright. They're you can tell why they've been brought up to the main roster. They're fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a very good match.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But gotta get into this match because you know, my co-host was not happy that I uh was picking on his fellow country lady, Miss Lyra Valkyrie. I mean Valkyrie. Valkyrie? Val-
Valkyria.
Valkyria. Oh,
Hmm.
all the V names.
Oh yeah, Vince Russo during the week was saying how ridiculous of a name that was on X, and all
Now
the
see
names
now,
that they're using nowadays that nobody can
uh,
pronounce them.
now I wouldn't say that. I don't have it. I wouldn't even say that. But Vince is he is what I would call the Al Bundy. He is the one who is still holding on to the touchdown that he scored back in high school for that one game, and he's just going to hold on to that. That is where Vince is, especially for a guy who claimed he wasn't going to stop watching WWE once he turned a certain age, and
Yeah. He still does
yet
a lot of commenting on it. Yeah.
he, a hater. How can you hate from outside of the club? But
But I want to ask you, you were saying you felt Becky was holding back and she wasn't. Can you still say that after the match last week? Like I
oh no,
thought
the
she really,
man, the man did what she had to do.
the man came around.
Yes, and you know what? Your girl Lyra, she's a sore loser. Like all Becky wanted her to do was put the belt around her waist. Like why? Why can't you do that? Why did you have to make it a thing, Lyra? Like raise her hand
What's your
and put the
problem with
belt
Lyra,
around her
Megan? Like what's this all
waist.
about? Like
Because
you were
I'm team Becky on this one.
well,
Becky paved the way for her.
you've
She
done a
opened
bit
the
of a
door
flip
for her.
since last week. You're easily turned because you were down on Becky last week, and now all of a
Well,
sudden you're just
no. Last week I said that I felt like Becky was holding back. I felt like Becky did not want to come back as soon as she did, but I didn't say anything bad about her. I
so. Do
just
you
felt
think
like
Becky was looking at what you said last week, maybe, and decided she needed to
look,
turn it up to
Be-
11?
me and Becky is only a couple of weeks apart, born the same year. She was born January 30th, and I came rolling around February 27th. So we're kind of like twins here. There's some things about Becky that annoys me. Not gonna lie. But when it comes down to someone who, they just want respect as one of the four horsewomen, that's all she wanted. Just a little respect, a little homage. That's all.
Well,
And Lyra couldn't give it to her.
well,
She
speaking
couldn't give it.
about the four horsewomen and that side of things, of course, we had a return on Monday as well. So we had Bailey come back and
Mm-hmm.
install herself instantly in between the two ladies, and yeah, she gave Becky a bit of a whooping, but
Yeah.
Lyra looked very confused. Now, I think is Bailey going to have a problem with Lyra because she was taken out? Maybe thought Becky or Lyra had something to do with it because Becky came in as her partner then for WrestleMania, even though it's all blown up since that. But like, how are they going to fit Bailey in a triple threat
I
there?
don't know. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. When you said we had a return last
Becky
week,
Hogan.
my mind automatically went to Nikki Bella. I completely forgot Bailey came back. I completely forgot Bailey came back. Listen, Bailey
Stephanie
is gonna do
Vaquet.
something. Val Valquay. Valquay. Stephanie Valquay.
Yeah, yeah. How do you
There.
how do you think that went? That whole Bella experiment.
Um. Okay. When they had our current reigning defending champion, Io Sky, come to Nikki and said that she paved the way
EO, who
for the
hasn't
women.
competed since WrestleMania.
Well, not up to no fault of hers,
No, I
because
think it's
neither
terrible.
has Trinity. I mean, neither has Tiffany.
Yeah.
Neither has Tiffany. But I don't know. I mean, listen, I'm not taking away what Nikki and Brie did for the divas in that era. They definitely did what they had
This is
to
a whole
do.
different ball game now, though. The ladies that are there now are like you cannot compare the Bellas. And yeah, I'll be with you on that. The Bellas did it a certain amount, but they're just not in the same
So,
league
so
as what's
did
there now.
you so did you feel that EO kind of misspoke when she thanked Nikki for paving the way for
I
the
think,
women's division?
yeah, I think she just had to like she's 1,000 times better than
Yeah,
Nikki
because I
Bella.
heard, oh, thank you. I
Being
was like,
polite, just
Nikki,
warned
please.
to be polite. Maybe
I
I
I don't know why Nikki wanted to come back so bad, but no, let me not be a hypocrite, because when she had announced that she was interested in going to AEW, was that her or was that, no, that was her. I was here for it. I was here for it. She saw Mercedes going to AEW and she was open to going there too. It never panned out, it never happened. And then apparently her, Brie, WWE, they kissed and made up. And then she announced that she and her sister, but more so her, was interested in going to WWE,
mm,
having a last time run. Now, when she popped up at the Royal Rumble, and I remember people was a little upset because they expected somebody else. But she was number 30. She came, she did what she had to do, and then she disappeared for all these months until this past Monday. So I'm guessing her first feud is going to be with Liv. I don't know what we are doing with all. It's good to see
they're
some of these
struggling
people
with
come back.
Liv also though. I like
You think
it's
so?
I don't know, like i- it's not her fault either. It's just it's criminal how it's working out. Like um and it's all it has to be for the build up to Evolution too in July,
Yeah,
no doubt.
but
And
it's like,
I think Brie Bella is going to be coming back also, and I don't know. It's like Goldberg all over. It's. I mean, they're not as old as him, but
I
um,
it just I get you want to have add some nostalgia
same as the
to
Devil's Kiss.
Evolution,
Yeah.
because we don't know if this is going to be a regular thing. Last time we had Evolution, it was several years ago, and a
Mm.
lot of those women have since left. you know but you have all of these women, or you did, who could have been in Evolution, and now the first person to announce any type of match at Evolution was Ava for the women of NXT. So what are you doing for the women for the main roster? I
Well,
guess it
Booker T
is.
said it during the week. This should be a 2 night affair. And he's that's a valid point. There's so much talent there when you go through NXT, you go through SmackDown, Raw, and they're all kind of restricted to one match on these cards. The normal cards. And now that they have their chance, it should really be across 2 nights,
Yeah. Yes, and
or else do it like
because
AEW and make it 5 or 6 hours.
it's like, at this point, what are you gonna have? What are you gonna have? You gonna have Jade and Naomi again? I mean, you're gonna have, like, what feuds, what current feuds do we have right now that will make sense for Evolution? Because it shows that Evolution was not on the forefront of your mind, because now you have to rush through these next few weeks trying to set up the match card for this show while still planning for King and Queen of the Ring.
But are they going to throw in a few 6 women tag matches, or to try and fill the card?
See that shit. I mean, people do, but then they don't. Like, we
Unless
want
they make
stories.
it interesting, like tables, ladders, and chairs and things like that.
Okay. Say you do give a tables, ladders, and chairs match. Is it going to be for a title? Are you going to ever let Liv and Raquel defend them titles?
Would they do a cash in at that? Would that be, for Naomi maybe to cash in at Evolution and just to give it that bit of spice?
I would hope not. I mean, I don't. No, I don't want it to be expected that she will cash in her briefcase at Evolution.
And that's going head to head with All In, isn't it?
Yes.
That's going to be an interesting one.
Yes. So it's like, this is what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You have broken up Unholy Union. Excuse me.
But is there not another set of tag belts or tag teams or something they're working on at the minute?
Are they? Because at this point, what tag teams? You then got rid of. Okay, we have Fatal Influence, and then you had Toxic Chemical. Was that their name? You had them, you broke them up. You had Metaphor, you broke them up. You had Kaden and Katana, you broke them up and got rid of them both. You had Unholy Union, you broke them up. You had Bianca with Jade and Naomi, Chemical X. Excuse me, I forgot. Like the Powerpuff Girls, yeah. Like you had all of these tag teams. Now I noticed that they're looking to put Natalia and
Maxine Dupree
in a tag team. Okay, that would be fun. That would be fun to watch.
I think so. Yeah, I think Natalia is great. I really do. I personally think she's fantastic. But
you got rid of Shayna, and Zoe is injured. So you got rid of them. Pure Infusion. I ain't like their name, but them.
I can't keep track of the names.
Like you had.
But having said that, like even Liv and Raquel, they have the belts at the minute, but they're doing nothing. Like it's
because who are they going to defend it? Who can they defend it against?
But that's it. They're going to start creating tag teams from, afterthoughts, really. And it's
because you got rid of them all. You got rid of all of the tag teams. I'm trying to even think if they're okay. You have Fatal Influence on NXT, Fallon and not JC. Jasmine. Fallon and Jasmine. You could defend the titles against them. You have Soul and Zarya. But you're not, because you already got 2 titles on Soul. You're not going to put a third one on her.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you going
we've got others, like you've Ren Sinclair, you've Lash Legend, you have these that you could make some. JC Jane is there, like these are for other matches on the card. Blake Monroe.
Yeah. What are we going to do with her?
Well, she's going to get a major push.
Well, she's obviously not in this match. She's not in this match that they have set up. The 4 single matches.
Are they going to bring some of the AAA ladies in for Evolution?
Uh, maybe, maybe.
Because that'll be coming up to Triple Mania is is that August, September sometime?
I don't know. Because I
I
was
think it is.
wondering if AAA is going to be is that going to be a recurring show, and how often will their shows be?
Mm.
That's another question. But, I mean, that's what happens when you try to buy the entire boardwalk on, the entire board, monopoly board, buy all the property, and then you lose track of things because
June
you had
5th,
you had
June
two.
15th.
What is June 15th?
Is that Triple Mania, is it?
Oh,
So that's even before Evil Evolution.
but anyway, I know we have been on this topic very long.
We have been quite some time.
This is what I would suggest. Let Sean let Sean book the women's division on the main roster. Let Sean book the women's division on the main roster. Paul, you just focus on the bigger stories, the men's division, the titles.
I want to ask your opinion on something. Jonathan Coachman, is it, I think, reckons Triple H will be gone within 18 months. Was it him, I think, that said that? That's
probably.
All is not what it seems there. What do you think?
I feel like Jonathan Coachman, I think he talks too much.
Okay.
I think
let's move on.
That's what I think. I think he talks a little too much. I think he's he just he doesn't know what's best for him. He just wants to be that one.
He just wants to be heard. He wants to make friends.
I mean, he was in the company for a good amount of time, Yeah. And I'm not gonna say everybody. I'm gonna say everybody is, haters or bitter that they're not there, but I just feel like
they're all on the outside looking in the window. That's kind of what it is.
Maybe someone would catch this reference that I'm about to make, but if Jonathan Coachman do not stop talking, he's going to end up getting him an Ace of Spades bottle, just like DDG did. And he's going to get a note. That note is going to put the fear of God in him. So he might want to stop talking about what he feels is going on behind the scenes in WWE.
Yeah.
Where he gets himself a plate of cheese. And it's going to be signed by Paul Levesque. And that's going to be Paul's way of saying, stay in your lane, coach. Stay in your lane. Maybe that's what he needs. Maybe maybe he needs a little knock on the door in the middle of the night. Maybe he needs a little, little phone call. Maybe he needs to get thrown in the back of a trunk. I don't know.
Moving along swiftly. Did you watch Summer Blockbuster from AEW that was on Wednesday night? Did you get to catch any of that? That was in Portland, Oregon. Yeah. So they've been running. They had their Fury, or what was it, last week? Last Wednesday. It was another 4 hours. But the Summer Blockbuster was 4 hours of wrestling fixation on Wednesday night. Looks to have been
we got 2 weeks of 4 hours
midweek wrestling. Yeah. Is it kind of is it a glorified Collision or Dynamite or something like that? But kind of dressed up nicely.
I'm sorry. Um, oh, I don't know. I don't know what Tony is doing. I've
I think
watched.
they're
I
doing
watched as
okay
much as
though.
I could. I'm not saying that it was a bad show. It was just a long show, four
Swerve
hours.
Strickland and Osprey kind of stole the show, which is no great surprise. Um, but yeah, had a bit of everything. I think Death Riders and Young Bucks and everything got involved there. But Tony Storm, she's she's an amazing talent. What do you think? Like I think she just keeps knocking it out there all the time.
I just hope that she doesn't lose her title.
Mm.
I really hope she does not lose her title.
Do you think she needs to have it though?
I know who don't need to have it. That would be 6 titles. Derek, six.
Uh-huh.
6 titles on one woman.
Yeah. Bit
She does
greedy.
not need it. She does not need it. There's
Small
no
bit greedy.
possible way that you can defend all of those titles.
Yeah.
And like I said, am I proud of Mercedes? Yes. She has set a standard. She is on a whole nother level.
Well, she
She
comes over to
is,
Europe now and wins titles. She does a bit of a world tour winning titles.
but it's still too much. She doesn't need all the titles. She
Still
really don't.
undefeated, isn't she?
Um, is she being booked that way? Is she being booked that way? Because Mercedes have gone through some people who could have easily whooped her ass.
Mm.
I am still upset that she lost to Nyla Rose.
Are people kind of tired of her now?
Uh,
Aloha.
I mean, Mercedes is Mercedes. You know, I mean, people, like I said, it's not about her talent. It's not about her capability. It's not about her wrestling skills because on the board, Mercedes is a 10 out of 10. She is.
Well, we're going to see her and Tony Storm at All In. That's the match. I think Mercedes won the Owen Hart
Yeah.
tournament. So that's lined up, and that'll be coming at us the same weekend as we said of Evolution. I would probably watch that ahead of Evolution, because I just think they'll go all out to make All In good. Yeah, it's shaping up nicely, and AEW have been doing well as of late. I think they're with Double or Nothing, and ever since it is picking up, and which is what we've always wanted to see. Just a good competition for the noisy neighbors, WWE.
Mm. Um. Yeah. Oh no, we're covering everything. We cover everything. We talk about WWE, we talk about AEW, we talk about the indies in Ireland and the indies here in the States. We cover it all. Yeah, I don't
Last
thank
last
you,
two
thank you.
weeks,
I don't know. Like 8 hours of it. I fell asleep last week. This week I was in and out. Honestly, I was in and out. 4 hours is very, very long. I saw Swerve and Offspring's match. I did see Tony's match with
Julia Hart.
my favorite little demon. I did see Kenny Omega spit in blood. I thought that was wild. Um, ask me what else. I
Well, we
saw
have
Megan
what?
Banks match
Yeah, we
with
have that lady Tekla. She was against Queen Aminata. Um, she's only fresh on the scene as well, Tekla. So I mean, looks quite impressive. But yeah, I personally like because I watched the Double or Nothing, and I just thought that was really really good, and I even thought it was that little bit better than WrestleMania of this year.
well,
Um,
I wish you would have seen Double or Nothing from last year, because Double or Nothing from last year, in my opinion, was far better.
mm,
Far better, especially um their Anarchy in the Arena match. That was one of the last matches that Brian Danielson had.
yeah.
Darby was involved in that match as well. The Young Bucks, of course. Um, very
So
good match.
do you think AEW has gone downhill since that?
I- No, I feel like AEW just have their ups and downs. They just have
Yeah,
their
just
peaks and
inconsistent.
valleys.
Yeah,
Well, even WWE is not consistent. Like there's some days where Raw is really good and SmackDown is bad, or Raw wasn't too great and SmackDown was bad, or
doesn't
it's
seem to
one
get the
week
same
where
headlines though. The inconsistency there.
if you're a real professional wrestler watcher, then you would know if it's good or bad, you know.
Mm,
Excuse me. Honestly, you have a lot of people online who either really hates WWE or really hates AEW, so their opinions is biased as
the
fuck.
tribalism, yeah, it's all that.
Yeah, but I can easily say without a shadow of a doubt, if I watch 3 hours of SmackDown and it's a bad show, I'm gonna say that show was booked poorly. It was a terrible and boring show. Same thing with AEW. I will say the exact same thing. But if AEW gives a great show, I am going to, give them all their props. Just some days they just have,
Yeah,
weak shows. So I just I can't sit and watch 4 hours of dynamite. I just can't. Like, if it was a pay-per-view, I'm prepping myself to watch a 4 or 5 hour show. It's Saturday, it's Sunday, whatever day it is, I'm prepped up for it. But you have us watching a 4 hour show in the middle of the week
school night. Yeah,
from
makes it
8
that bit
to
more difficult.
12. It's too long. I'm not sure why they're doing it. But like I said, I did watch as much as I could. I went in and out. Some matches just wasn't, it didn't interest me. So I let it play. I just wasn't paying attention to it.
Mm,
Um, but when certain songs, certain people come out, then they have my full undivided attention. It'd be the same thing with WWE too. The exact
yeah.
same thing, you know? So, um, but there's just a
So
lot of
in
people that
terms
I do
then,
miss.
so would you prefer the likes of TNA over AEW then?
No, I wouldn't say that.
No.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, I enjoy TNA too.
Yeah.
Um, I do enjoy TNA. Um,
They have
but I
Slammiversary
would,
coming up soon too.
yeah, I wouldn't say I would prefer over the other. I will say that there is sometimes that I do prefer watching the indies over these main promotions. Like I might when MLW come on, I'm 100% in it,
Yeah.
because it is just a little bit more exciting sometimes, you know. Yeah, 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 I do. I miss them a lot. I miss him a lot. Hoping that he is well and he comes back soon. Miss
That one
Warlow as
true
well.
obsession.
I- it'll never die. It'll never die. It would never die.
Have you ever
Our,
met that man?
I haven't.
Ooh,
But we're gonna make that happen one day. It just hasn't happened yet.
okay.
But no, it's just a lot of people that I do miss. I miss watching Warlow on TV. I miss watching Danhausen. His contract is up
Danhausen's
next month.
contract, yeah, yeah.
You know, um, wish we saw more of Chris Statlander. Got to see her a little bit this past Wednesday. Um, there's just a lot of people that you don't see on TV, and you kind of miss them because
You hope Megan doesn't meet Orange Cassidy, or does Orange hope Megan never meets him?
don't get me started. Cause see, I was about to say something, but no, he has fans
Okay.
that he have met over and over and over and over and over
Oh,
again. So
those fans,
let
those
me let
types
me
of
let me
fans.
just get my one little picture with him, okay? Because I don't have the money to hop and see him in every state that he appears in, like some of his fans.
Special fans.
Uh, what's your definition of special?
Fans that keep coming back again and again for more.
Oh, so stands. Yeah, Eminem knew what he was talking about when he wrote that song. There's a lot of
Okay,
stands.
moving along.
See, you did it. You started that. But we still haven't even gotten through the rest of Money in the Bank. We didn't even talk about the main event. We went straight to AEW. We didn't talk
We
about
did, but
Ron
that's what we
popping
like to
up.
do. We like to move around.
Okay, well, really quickly, I enjoyed Ron coming out this past Monday and cutting his hair and his promo.
Yeah.
I I definitely enjoy where they're going with that, and uh, and I hope everybody just appreciates him while he's still here, while he's still with us, and yeah, that's what I have to say about that. And also, I'm still sad about Jay losing the title, but he'll be all right. He gonna be okay.
What about Jacob Fatu?
I
We
haven't
love
looked
you,
out.
Solo, and
I hate you
I
so
hate
much.
you. Yeah.
Listen. Oh, you know, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. But yeah,
Indies are the
Solo has
best. Definitely.
Solo has become one of the funniest people on TV now.
Yeah,
He is
he's
absolutely hilarious.
he's a
You
world
know,
away from what
no,
he
I'm not.
was.
I'm not gonna do it. No, I'm not gonna do it. But yeah,
Do
Jacob
it.
said, mm-mm. If there's gonna be any Fatus that wins tonight, it's gonna be my little cousin or big cousin, Naomi, because Jay lost and Solo lost that night. Both lost.
I think Hikuleo is signed now, also, and
No, wait, no, Jay did win. Jay won that Money in the Bank. He lost Raw. He lost that
yeah,
following
lost the
day.
Raw. Yeah,
Um,
Mr. Rollins,
yeah. Huh.
Becky's hot husband.
Her hot husband. I saw a lot of people was a little irritated that Seth won. Honestly, out of the 6 men that was in the match, I don't see how he wasn't going to win.
I don't know what they're doing with LA Knight. I know he's in the match tonight, um, on SmackDown, the qualifier. But like, I don't expect him to win. To go through and win that tournament. Um, he had
Who is
a
he going up against?
I had it there. What was it? You just have to look back at some of my notes here. He's against Randy Orton, Carmelo Hayes, and
Oh,
Alistair
Randy.
Black.
Oh,
Yeah,
Randy got this in the
like
back.
Randy. Yeah, like all day long, you'd expect um, he'll win that. And then we have the other match is Damian Priest, Cody Rhodes, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Andrade. Like that's going to be Cody Rhodes, isn't it? I mean, you'd expect. So yeah, LA Knight. I thought that's who I would have liked to have seen win the Money in the Bank. But
The only way I see Cody not winning is if John interferes in some way.
then that's going against the whole CM Punk, John Cena thing.
Or
Like, and
maybe
it's
Logan.
yeah, they had their falling out at the in the main event last week, pushing each other back and forth.
That's what I'm wondering. Because look, Cody, look, first of all,
Do we
Cody
do we
already
want to
won.
do we
Cody
want to
already
see
won
John
King of the Ring
Cena
last week.
against
I mean,
Logan
last
Paul?
year. No, but if that's somebody that John feels like, if he feels like that's somebody that he would, I don't know. Because my thing is John, is he a company man? Was it Gunther? What did Cody win last year? What did Cody win? Because Cody
Finish the
had
story.
Cody had a ring,
Crown Jewel.
crown jewel. That's what it
Yeah, that
was.
big obnoxious belt.
That's what it was. It was Gunther and Nia, King and Queen of the Ring, and then it was Cody and Liv for crown jewel. That's what it was.
Yeah.
My bad. Okay, my fault.
Yeah, that's it. So the crown jewel thing, that's probably is that on later this year? I don't know.
Probably because they go out there twice a year. So
Okay.
they will be back out there. Now, are they going to convince Punk to go to that one too? I don't know. Only time will tell.
Oh yeah, once he goes out once, that's it. He's broken the seal, then he can go again.
Yeah. So, I guess with that being said, because I was corrected, maybe Cody will progress in the King of the Ring tournament. Is he going to win King of the Ring? I don't know. If he does, I think that automatically gives him a title shot, right?
I think so. I think that's the way they're playing it.
Well, that might be his way in.
SummerSlam.
Well, see, but do he need to win King of the Ring? Because technically, he is owed a rematch anyway. Because Cody disappeared after WrestleMania.
Yeah, but if you look at it with that logic, somebody has to win Royal Rumble to get their shot at the belt at WrestleMania. And I know it's the main event also. But then once WrestleMania is over with, random people get title shots afterwards. They don't have to go through a Royal Rumble, So I don't know.
That's true. That's why I was wondering, like, Seth has the briefcase. The King in the Ring winner, they get a title opportunity. I think there's something else that a person can have. So I mean, I'm just saying, if Cody by chance do win, that's his way of getting a title opportunity. But because he never had a rematch after losing,
they want to throw that at us again, Cody and John Cena.
Do you think Cody's going to be the one that takes the title back from John?
I don't
Because
know.
who could you see him? I mean, y'all already gave us John and Randy, and I felt like that was too early. I felt like that was too early.
I just want to see the Cody heel turn, but we're not going to see that now at the minute because it just wouldn't work with the way things are. Um,
Yep. All right, let's get to some indie news.
yeah, so over the top wrestling OTT, they have Summer Bash, which is over the weekend of the 5th and 6th of July in Dublin and Belfast. Lots of stars and matches getting announced, and there's one particular one that looks really, really good, and it's Raven Creed defending her OTT Women's Championship against Harley Hudson. And Harley Hudson has recently signed with TNA.
Okay.
She's from the UK, so uh, lots to look forward to over that weekend. This weekend, tomorrow, No Limit Wrestling have an event in Kilkenny, and then in 2 weeks' time, they have their No Limit Rumble on the 29th of June in Kildare. They're always fun family events, and I've brought my young 7-year-old to that before. He's really, really enjoyed it. And then Hard Knocks Pro Wrestling in Limerick should be making some announcements soon for their upcoming events. And then on the 4th of July, which is a significant day in the American calendar,
Yes.
RCW in Cork have an event called Aaron Go Brawl. And that's, there's always lots and lots of fun down in Cork. They put on amazing shows. I've been there a couple of times, hoping to get there again soon. But yeah, over the next few weeks and months, and I'll speak some more on some of the stuff that's coming up with the Irish promotions. They're always knocking it out of the park in terms of quality and content, and yeah, it's definitely worth checking out.
Yeah. Okay. Um, well, for those who did tune in to House of Glory this past Saturday, uh, our reigning defending champion, Mike Santana, did lose his title to Charles Mason at the Mike Santana Presents Puerto Rican weekend. And yeah, people are a little bummed out about it. But if you know Charles Mason, he's a really interesting character. So I would definitely tune into him because he's really good. He's like, how would I describe him? I would, yeah, yeah. According to people online, WWE is interested in him. So
I saw
that might
that.
be
Yeah.
where he's heading next. But I would say Charles Mason is like MJF meets I would say excuse me, the character from American Psycho. He's like
Oh yeah,
MJF,
yeah.
far, far, far more
Okay.
brutal guy. And also Circle Six. Circle Six, it's another independent promotion here. They travel back and forth, New York, LA, Chicago, some parts of Texas. They are going on a tour starting June 12th. Well, I think that show got postponed due to the protesting that is going on out in LA. So not sure when that show is going to be rescheduled, but their next show after that is the 4th of July, part of their Great American Trash Tour. Now, I'm thinking about going.
Yeah.
I've never been to what you call it, a death match wrestling promotion.
Okay.
But I have seen some of their videos. It's very gruesome. It's very bloody. It's very
Are you a
gory.
fan of that type of wrestling?
Um,
Or is it just
I
out
mean,
of curiosity you'd like to go and see it?
it is that.
Yeah.
It's definitely that. I'm not squeamish in any sense. But at the same time, I've never been to one of those type of shows, so I don't know. I might leave halfway in the
Yeah.
middle of the show, like, yeah, this is a little too much. I'm
I,
out.
I
You
think they're
know.
the types of shows where you'd nearly want to be up close in one of the front rows just to get a really close look at what's going on.
But here's the thing: their shows is very. We don't have chairs. The fans just stand around. Um, Sometimes we'll take your beer out your hand and use it on our opponents.
So
I
it
have
gets a bit
seen.
wild.
Oh, it gets crazy,
Yeah.
and they got strippers too.
Interesting.
So it's a very interesting promotion. I definitely watched one of their shows during WrestleMania weekend because they was out there in Vegas during WrestleMania weekend. So I will be, you know, I'm thinking about it. I haven't decided yet, but yeah.
You going
And
to go to
also,
Mania next year, Megan?
I would like to. Maybe I'll get a chance to go since I didn't go last year or this year. Um, yeah, absolutely. But you know who
Hmm.
I think won't be able to go to Las Vegas next year for WrestleMania? RVD. I don't
That
think
is correct.
RVD will be able to make it to Las Vegas
He's going to
next
be a
year
busy
because
man.
a very busy man, a dad. So congratulations to RVD and Katie on their news that a little RVD is going to frog splash into the
He
world.
is 55 now, I believe.
It's so
So,
interesting. Isn't it
yes.
interesting how old a man can still have children? We love biology, don't
Are
we?
we going to go down that road now? Are we?
I'm just speaking the facts. I love RVD, you know. But yeah,
Katie's
biology.
a lovely young lady, also.
Yeah, and when I saw the news, I just thought, yeah, I thought that was really good news. I thought that was
He's going to be a really chill dad. You know,
oh,
he's
you gonna have to chill on that weed though. Weed ain't the weed smoke ain't good for the
guarantee you
baby.
he'll still be in Vegas. They'll probably have the kid there with them. Um,
Please don't.
yeah.
Please don't leave
Another
the little
thing,
baby home.
Natalia, she received the Lou Tez Award. Also, she's the first lady to have been awarded that from the Cauliflower Alley Club. So
Yes.
that's a nice thing too, I think.
I'm really glad because I really feel like Natalia wasn't necessarily getting the um the recognition that she
Do you
deserves. She is the only current heart that's currently wrestling, right? Like there's no nieces or nephews. I think she's like the only
no?
heart.
So Davy Boy Smith's son, he wrestles over in Japan.
Oh, Japan. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, but that's about it, I think. And then you have
She do not.
no, she doesn't get. Look, she is. A lot of people will say like she is one of the best there, but I do still think that I don't know. It's a difficult one. I think the fact that she comes from the Hart dynasty, is a blessing and a curse in many different ways. Um,
Yeah.
but I'm just glad to see it. Like she's always been one of my favorites. Now not as much as the Irish ladies, but uh, yeah, always happy to see her doing well. And she has a book coming out in October as well, which should be an interesting one.
Right.
So yeah. Um,
Right.
So I think that's about it in terms of news and different things that we have. And it's getting near the time for SmackDown now for all you Yankees.
Yeah. Well, hoping that SmackDown is good. I'm sure that
It looks to be a
Cody,
pretty stacked card.
it does. And I already
Yeah.
saw the video of Cody, so he will be popping up and explaining to us, or rather, probably won't be talking to us. He'll be talking directly to John Cena. He's probably going to challenge him at some point for his rematch. But CM Punk beat him to the punch, so now he gotta wait online. But yeah, I hope that Bianca gets better in time, because I know they want her. They didn't say Evolution. They wanted her.
There is another ladies qualifier, I think, for Queen of the Ring. It hasn't been announced yet, so that would be probably Monday. And well, she won't be. She's for SmackDown, of course, but I don't know. They'll probably fit her in somehow. Do something along those lines.
Hopefully. But they seem to have been, well, maybe because there was some money in the bank. But, I was going to say, maybe it's just best if, like, you kind of, like, have them perform on different shows, like how you had Rhea and Roxanne on SmackDown last week. But I've seen her videos. Her finger has not fully healed. So
yeah, and I hope they'll do something with Nia Jax too. That she'll come back into the fold. I think she was starting to do well also, but haven't seen much of her lately.
They're giving her a little wiggle room. She's popping up from time to time. So yeah.
So not as much of an action-packed weekend this weekend, but still between now and Monday we'll have a bit, between SmackDown and Raw. So definitely it will start building now in the run-up to SummerSlam, and like that it is only, I think, 8 weeks away. So exciting times.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So thanks to everybody for joining us once again this evening and keeping us company, because we don't like being alone here. And it's been great, and hope you all have a great weekend.
Yes, absolutely. For those who are in states that are, that are protesting, hosting anti-ICE protests, just stay safe. Continue to push out information to help those who are in, that's caught up in it, to keep pushing out whatever resources that you come across, so that they know who they could call or where they can go if they feel like their livelihood or just their well-being is in danger. Because it costs nothing to repost or retweet this information. It's very important. For those who is watching from outside of the States, who is coming into bits and pieces of what's going on, just do the same. And just make sure that you look out and check on those that you love and care for, and just stay prayed up. This world's crazy. We got a crazy man running it. So just stay prayed up, and yes, just make sure that you repost the resources.
Brilliant stuff. Thank you, and take care.